I'm Dave Helman, and somebody else just sacked Daniel Jones. At least that's what it feels like coming out of Monday Night Football. It took a minute. It's been about a month now, but I think we got there. Monday night, Seahawks down the New York Giants 24-3. And man, I hope you did something more fun with your Monday night. This was not a fun watch unless you are a fan of the Seattle Seahawks, or I don't know, maybe somebody who really, really hates the New York Giants. A brutal game basically from beginning to end, but the Seattle Seahawks improved to 3-1. They're definitely not complaining. They take it to the New York Giants, and as I alluded to, this Giants offense, and specifically their offensive line, an absolute mess. And at this point, you need to be worried about how many games you can win playing this way and how long Daniel Jones is going to be healthy playing behind them. Injuries, big problem here. Andrew Thomas, the star left tackle, out of this game. He missed another week with his injury. Saquon Barkley also sits out of this game, and it looked like it. I'm not exaggerating. The Seahawks sacked Daniel Jones 10 times on Monday night. They actually finished with 11. They also sacked Paris Campbell, the Giants wide receiver. Just the scoreline doesn't completely reflect it. It did take the Seahawks a little ways to pull away completely. Not a memorable night for Seattle on offense, but it just never really felt like the Giants were going to be able to move the ball with their offense looking like this. And when they could, really one of the only times, or what was it the only time? Let me make sure I've got my stats right. Yes, the only time the Giants get down to the red zone, Daniel Jones really puts this thing out of reach with a pick six from the Seattle 5-yard line. Get familiar with the name Devon Witherspoon if you're not. Of course, one of the star draft picks in this year's rookie class. He was selected 5th overall by the Seahawks, supposed to be a headline piece of this next era of the Seattle secondary, and he sure as hell looks like it. Go ahead and call this his coming out party for the people that were watching this game. Devon Witherspoon, my gosh, 7 tackles, 2 sacks, a pass breakup, hit Daniel Jones an extra 3 times, and the pièce de résistance, a 95-yard pick six to really put this game out of reach. 21-3. Incredibly impressive night. I think that was probably the most fun thing, if you're a fan of the NFL draft, is seeing this young man out of Illinois announce himself. Quiet beginning of the season. He was dealing with an injury for most of training camp, but he announces himself in a big, big way. I worry for the Giants. They had their season in the sun. They made the playoffs, and this was the storyline. Can you combat regression to the mean? Can you stay ahead of schedule? Not only have they not stayed ahead of schedule, they look like the Giants of 2017, 2018, 2019, the joke Giants, the Joe Judge Giants. I mean, that's what it looks like when you score 3 points. I think that they said on the broadcast, the Seahawks have now been outscored 64-3 at home. Or did I say the Seahawks? The Giants outscored 64-3 at home. Remember, they got shut out 40-0 in week 1 by the Cowboys. Now 24-3, and it felt way more lopsided than that. You see Brian Daboll throwing his play tablet down in Daniel Jones's face on the sideline, looking disgusted. The Giants have the Dolphins and the Bills next. Those are both road games. I hate to be too reactionary when we're still very early in the season, but this thing feels like it could be slipping away. It's going to take some major heroics from somebody to get the ship even sort of righted for the New York Giants. Need that offensive line to get healthier, need some sort of usable performance from them. Otherwise, this is just never going to work. And let's not let Daniel Jones completely off the hook either. Multiple turnovers tonight. Also had a strip sack. I believe he's at 7 on the season. Just an ugly, ugly start to the year. And every time the Giants play, you're going to be reminded that they signed Daniel Jones to a $160 million contract in the offseason. The vibes are bad in New York. Seattle, back to the grind. They're up 3 wins in a row after dropping that season opener to the Rams. That loss suddenly doesn't seem so bad. I think the Seahawks are in a very, very healthy place heading into the second month of the season. But the Giants now officially contending for worst vibes in the NFL.